Have you ever wanted infinite number of brushes? All kinds of pencil brushes, charcoal brushes, all those, well, you can now do it using generative fills in Photoshop 24.6 beta. Go over here and rectangular marquee tool. You could use elliptical or any other selection and drag and create that. Now I've got here a feather of 32.6. You can vary it, of course. Also, notice I've got a transparent background. I've created a document using File and New, and I've just gone for a transparent background. Well, once I've done that, go down here, and if you've got the contextual taskbar, you'll see this. If you haven't, go to Edit and down to Generative Fill. I'm just going to use that. It doesn't matter either way. And you can see the prompt there. And I'm just going to paste something in. Scratchy, rough pencil. And you could do anything, of course. Like I say, brush strokes, you maybe watercolour, anything. Any sort of different brush design you can think of. With rounded doodles showing. Now, this is 16th century style. Well, whatever. So, generate. It takes a few seconds, not very long. And once it's done it, it will give you 3 examples in the properties panel. And you can find that in the window menu. And here's one of them. It's got this brush. And that's the reason I've gone for the transparent background. It's great so you don't get anything else in it. You've just got this lovely design here, which you can now simply just go to Edit and define brush preset. And you can see it there. Click OK. You can also select another one. Let's go for that one. Maybe that one. Actually, I'm going to go with that one. And again, Edit and define brush preset. Also, what you can do, you might want to generate it again. So click there and it will process again. Now it's got 3 examples there. It will generate another 3. And of course, you can change your mind. You might turn around and say, oh, I want maybe a plane or a car or something else. And that looks great. Again, Edit and define. And you could also save as a pattern. Define brush preset. Click OK. And then you can see, let's see what, I think that looks quite nice as well. And again, Edit and define brush. You can see the thing. You could create literally millions of ship-based brushstrokes very, very quickly. Maybe ones that are designed on a wooden surface. So you can go here, on a wooden surface with spots. I don't know, just making something up. Let's see what it generates. And you can do this over and over again. And you can define all these brush presets and they're all stored away to the brushes panel. And you can use them in your projects then. And of course, you don't have to use the selection that I've created. You could use a circular selection, perfectly reasonable. Anything. Like that. Maybe that one. Now, one thing is, you can quite often see here, you can see you've got here 8 ships. Now, obviously, clearly, it's focused, it's really zoomed in there. I don't know why it does that, but you can see it just has 1 there, but there you can see obviously 6 or 7. So if anyone knows actually how to get around this and actually display all of the ships, I would love to know. But again, Edit and define brush preset. Okay, so once you've got that, let's stop now. Otherwise, you could continue on forever. Now, one thing you should do, avoid just doing that straight away and just make sure you go to Move Tool. Because unfortunately, when it defines a brush, it defines it to the size of the document or the image, which isn't always that great because it's enormous and you can't access anything. So what you can do then, go to the brushes and you can now see you've got all your sample brushes. Well, I'm going to go with one of them, so let's just go with this one first. And you can see again, you've got that, but I don't want it that size, so I'm going to reduce it down. About 420, something so I can actually see it, actually manipulate it. If it's too big, it just fills the screen. However, the end result doesn't always, of course, match that size. You can see there, you can see the brush stroke there. Well, what you can also do is you can go to the brush settings. So let's go to brush settings and you can tweak it. So maybe go for shape dynamics. Let's go for that. Size jitters, you can vary the size. Also set the angle jitter. And also go to brush tip and spacing. So you can do a couple of very, very subtle changes. So spacing makes sense, obviously, so you can see the image. Otherwise, it will just perfectly reasonable though, it will just be a solid colour. So maybe, change the spacing. Also change the shape dynamics. Only really useful, of course, if you've got an art pad and pen. I'm using a mouse for this. So I'm not going to, doesn't have much effect if I have size jitter. If I apply it now, you can see the result. You get this lovely sort of rough sketched design, which you can very rapidly put. And it's using, obviously, the blue there. So I just go over there. I can change it and go put it to, say, pink, and then apply again. But also you can set the colour dynamics. So click there. You can change apply per tip. Hue jitter, push that up to the max. And then apply it again, and you can then see you can very rapidly fill it with a lovely scratchy, sketchy design like that. And of course, once you've got that, you can then apply effects to it. You can distort it, warp it, filters, maybe go to distort and wave, and just apply that, number of there, and change that, and you can see you can create some very unique background designs very quickly using the brush strokes generated using the new generative fill effect in Photoshop. Hope you found this tutorial of interest. Any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Always great to hear from you. And also, if you do know how to change the size of the generative fill, I would love to know how to do that. I'm not certain what I'm doing wrong, but sometimes it just generates something, what you see, and the result, maybe it's something with the size, the DPI, or I don't know. It's very odd why I'm guessing something obviously very zoomed in and not relating to what I think it looks like in the actual preview. Maybe everyone's experiencing that. I don't know. Well, a like or dislike, always appreciated. Subscribe, always adding loads of videos, so that would be wonderful as well. Thank you much.